Right, moving on to day 3 next, and we'll start with the Turners Novices Chase, another one with a bit of a short price favourite in here. You've got obviously Mighty Potter at 11-8, El Fabiola 5-2, won't go away, I wouldn't have thought. Banbridge 7-2, Appreciated 9-2, Sir Gerhard 7-1, 12-1, Stage Star. The rest, what are your thoughts on the Turners? Is Mighty Potter going to absolutely bolt up?
I think he is, mate. I think he is. I really do. I think, like you said, when you read some of them out there, I'm thinking El Fabiolo. No, he's not going. I think a lot of the top of the market here is going to go elsewhere. And I said this today. I think this guy's going to be 4-7 come the day. He's going to be well backed. The Irish fancy him. Gordon Elliott loves him. Coddy's eyes lit up when he was mentioned. I think everything's there. He's going for the Turners. And like I say, when you look through not the declarations because they're not out yet, but you look at the prices, and I think he's not going, that horse isn't going. I think it'll be a very one-sided race come the day, and I'm pretty confident that this guy will get the job done.
No, I agree with you on this. He just looked so good last time out. The DRF run, his jumping was just electric. I was taken back, to be honest. I thought it'd be a lot closer race, and he just jumped away, and he took off, and it worked for catching. And I think if he comes here in the same form, obviously he's got that one run at Cheltenham in the Supreme last year where he bombed out, but I just completely forget that. He was a younger horse. He's obviously grown up now. He's got his temperament about him. And I just think, I do agree with you. I think he's going to absolutely bolt up in here. Now, Fabiola don't go in here, although I think he should. Banbridge was the only other one back at Cheltenham on better ground. He'd probably have a squeak, but again, he's not really. If he'd have been each way price now, I probably would say he's a good each way bet. But at 7-2, I probably won't go anywhere near him. Appreciate it. Back up in trip 9-2 would probably be the each way playing here. Obviously, the Irish Circle, too short a trip, got completely took off his feet. But again, look, he's a 9-year-old in a novice chase. I think he's just come to it too late. I think they've basically just been unlucky with him. Everything come too late. There's obviously been injuries, champion hurdle off one run just didn't work. Gone novice chasing this year, and I just think it's a little bit too late for him. And I think Mighty Potter's I think 11-8, he probably should be evens at least, maybe less by now, to be honest, from what we've seen.
Yeah, I think that's value, to be fair. When you look at other favourites around that price, I mean, Delta Works odds on, you look at horses like that, and I'm thinking, well, Mighty Potter, you've got, Banbridge is a danger, but is he dangerous to him? I don't think so. I think this guy wins comfortably. El Fabiolo put Banbridge away by 10 lengths and comfortably beat him. And like you say, the last day, Mighty Potter did look absolutely electric. He beat Gaia Dumanil by nine and a bit lengths.
Mm-hmm.
And that guy's even money favourite for the National Hunt Chase, albeit this is a bit of a stronger race. I still do think come the day, the horses that are going to be lining up are going to be pretty minimal and pretty weak compared to this one. So, yeah, confident on this one. Well, really confident in this one. I think Mighty Potter will do the business.
Yeah, I think I'm going to agree with you on that, mate, completely. I think Banbridge will probably take him along and just tee it up for him perfectly, to be 100%. Honest. The Ryanair next, and one that was a pretty open race before a couple of weeks ago. We've obviously now got a short price favourite where we had one before at Allaho until he was obviously injured, which was unfortunate on his packs. If it would have been Allaho in here still, we'd have had one race here, I tell you that. But we've obviously got Shishkin 8-11 on now, Conflated 11-2, Blue Lord 11-2, Janadil 8-1, 10-1 Fury Road, and 12-1 the rest. There's not much else to give a mention to in there, but do we think Shishkin can repeat the last run? Sorry,
I hope so, mate. I really do. I mean, to be fair, it's not one I'd be having much money on if I was betting at all. I mean, you look through here, you've got Envialen who could bomb out. You've got Conflated, who, for me, is probably one of the safe bets. Shishkin, for me, if Shishkin turns up and it's the Shishkin that we all know, Shishkin wins. And if that was the case, if you forget the pull up in the third, I mean, what is she going to be? Constitution Hill's price 1-3. The only doubt you could have is at Cheltenham last year, but I think it'll be completely different. And I'm hoping to see Shishkin get one on the board for England. I mean, for me, it's a bit like Honeysuckle. You know, you just want these horses to win, don't you? You want to see them back to their best. So for me, not a big bet, but Shishkin would be the one I want.
No, I do agree with that. I think, again, it's like Honeysuckle, like you say. It's one of them where you just love to see him come up the hill and win. I want to see Nicky Henderson crying again with happiness. But obviously it would be a little bit of a worry the way he's been running lately. And can he back it up? Can he do it again? 3 weeks out from Cheltenham, it was a biggish run. Would it have took a lot out of him? Probably not. It's not like he didn't even look out at second gear, to be fair, going up the hill past Pickdory. But you got to look at the rest of the field. You got horses like Blue Lord, who bombed out last time. I couldn't have been touching him with a barge pole, to be fair. You just don't know what Blue Lord's going to turn up.
No.
Conflated again. Probably goes Gold Cup, to be honest. I'm not sure they're going to run here. Would have gone close last year if it had stayed up, but obviously fell. I think that's probably their chance in the Gold Cup. They're going to go for that. Janadil's probably the interesting one. Obviously, you had Horton Colors was being touted for this, and last time out, they were talking about him being supplemented for this. And obviously, he's gone out and been battered by Janadil, who looked fat as a pig, apparently, according to the people on course on the day. So it'd be interesting to see Janadil come on for that run again. Second in it last year, poor form after that, but maybe comes alive a little bit in the spring. So I'd probably have Janadil to fill the place. The only other one I would give a mention to is another horse that you're probably going to crease when I tell you this, but
Envoy?
Hitman at 22-1. I backed him for the King George. I thought it was going to be a shot. I thought he was going to go real good in the King George. I think I even backed there a special King George Ryanair double when there was obviously no Allaho about. But I'm going to forgive him that run. But I think coming here, he's got a little bit of an each way chance, and hopefully he can go and fill a place. But maybe not. I'm going to regret that. But I think for me, Shishkin, I hope he wins. We're probably not going to have out on him. Probably not going to have out in the race, to be fair, in the end. But if I'm going to pick out, it'll be Janadil each way as the main bet, or just watch Shishkin do his thing.
That'll be me, mate. That'll be me watching Shishkin. And to be fair, I'd like to see Envoy Allen run a good race. I don't think we've seen the true Envoy Allen we have seen, since he left Gordon's yard, really. But for me, like I say, it's more of a watching race, this one. It's not one I'll be getting stuck into, really, in terms of the betting wise. So, yeah, that's
to be fair, actually, there was other one I was going to mention. I'll just check my notes again. But Fury Road, who had the good run behind Statler and Galopin de Champ last time, coming back down in trip, could maybe play to his hands. He was obviously near the front with Galopin de Champ as though coming to the last, so he could maybe have a squeak, but maybe he's not got the pace for it, to be fair. But we'll see. But yeah, Shishkin for me, I think. Hopefully he'll go and win.
Yep.
Right. An interesting one after potentially some of the news we've heard today, but the Stayers Hurdle.
You've got the right colours on tonight.
Yeah, that's the only black and white top I had. That's a scarf I've not actually got yet, but I might have after next week. So the market currently, we've got Blazing Cow 3-1, Tiupu 4-1, Marie's Rock 9-2, Flooring Porter 6-1, Home by the Lee 6-1, 10-1 the rest. Horses like Cigar High, Classical Dream, Gold Sweet, Ashdale, Bob, Paisley Park. Who are we on age up?
Flooring Porter.
Flooring Porter.
Flooring Porter, 100%. I think, there's a lot of question marks in this race. Tiupu, impressive, very impressive.
Can't Tiupu at all.
No, has he beat that much? No. Marie's Rock, I feel like would be suited over the shorter trip. I was very surprised when I heard this for the Stayers. I think they're taking her here, because they are seeing this as a big opportunity. If you look, arguably Foreign Porter's not fit, Blazing Cal now question marks, Tiupu could be going favourite, Classical Dreams, an absolute loop. So for me, there's a lot of questions. There could be a lot of horses turning up here. You're looking through the list: Dashel Drasher, Paisley Park 14-1. I'd love to see Paisley win, but I don't think it'll happen. I just think Flooring Porter every year, question marks going in. Well, the last 2 years, question marks going in. Is he fit? Is he fit? And a different animal turns up at Cheltenham. Gavin Cromwell always has him perfect, and he's just setting the stars for me now. He's come back third time, record breaking time, always been written off now, little injury, comes back. I mean, the form's been boosted on the first run he had. The fourth at Navan, won by the Lee, Bob Ollinger, no good. But I felt like both days he set off, he done what he needed to do, and I don't think he was there to win both days, to be honest. I really don't. I think it was fitness. And I'm hoping, come Cheltenham, he stays on one track, because I know he likes to drift and he wins.
Yeah, I think you make a good point there. I think Blazing Cows obviously completely up in the air. The Boyne Hurdle was a really good run. To be off that long and to come and do that, I was impressed, to be honest with you.
100%.
But I just, at the prices now, you're talking 3-1. You just don't know, is he going to turn up? There's on about injuries. I've had a cut here. I've got this. You just don't know what's going to go. So you can't really touch them. Obviously, if you want to take non-runner, no, I bet you could do. But
yeah, I think that would be the bet for me anyway, because, I mean, I'm hearing that he's not going. That's what I've heard. And they wouldn't have spoke out if they didn't think he wasn't going to make it for me. Like you say there, we mentioned Brandy Love and horses like that who've had a long time out, and it's very hard to get a horse right. But for me, it wasn't going to be a betting race as much as I did want Flooring Porter, and I've got him on anti-post. On the day I wasn't going to put much on. But now you're looking at the depth. I think Flooring Porter for me.
Yeah, like I say, I'll go for a couple of them. I think Tahupu, I can't have him at all. I think he needs soft ground, or probably worse than that. I think a better ground, Stayers Hurdle, I think he'll get took off his feet. I think he'll finish out the back of the telly. I think Home by the Lee is going a little bit under the radar. I think obviously at Navan, he beat Bob Ollinger, who's completely gone at the game. He beat unfit Flooring Porter. He beat Ashdale Bob, who doesn't stay. Leopardstown run again, it was Ashdale Bob. Flooring Porter's just not been firing this season.
No.
I think it's just unfortunate for Flooring Porter. But again, it's a little bit like, they've got owners and a trainer in there who's probably not that fussed about them sort of races. They're aiming that horse at one race and one race only. And if he does turn up on the day, you've got to give him a chance. I tell you now, if he does turn up on the day, he ain't going to be 6-1. So if you want an each-way price on Flooring Porter, I'm probably taking that now, to be honest.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think Classical Dream and that can't have him for toffee. The one, obviously, Marie's Rock is the big one for me. I think the sort of flying the ointment at an each-way price, 9-2, you might get 5-1, but do you know what? I've been impressed by her. I thought she'd been an absolute good thing in the mares if she'd have gone there. She travels unbelievably. She won the mares last year. She's backed it up Punchestown, which is always tough to do. Not many horses can win at Cheltenham and go win at Punchestown, so that was impressive, beating Epton. She then reappears at Cheltenham this year, and she batters some nice types on the bridle for me at 3 Mile. I think it suited her perfectly. And she obviously gets the weight allowance. She loves Cheltenham. She goes at the track. I do think she's got a great chance. And I think I think I'd have Flooring Porter each way, and I'd have Marie's Rock each way. I think you've got to take the top two on in the market, and I think it'll be one of them two. It'll be Flooring Porter or Marie's Rock that win this race for me.
100%. I think the point you just said there about winning over an island, Nicky doesn't send many over to Ireland at all, does he? So I think the camp really do like this one. And like you said, I think she was a good thing for the mares. So for them to send her here, they must be seeing something different at home. So, like you say, it's Flooring Porter Heart, Marie's Rock could be a good thing. You don't know yet. The trip's a question mark.
Well, like I say, for me, I think
was a bit free. Was it a last race when she won? She was a bit free at the start. I know she did.
Marie's Rock.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I just thought she seemed to just travel into it, come to the end. I think, and I thought she just looked like she was going to stay all day long, and the fact that she loves the track, and like you say, Nicky sent her and Epperton over to Ireland. And I think if Epatont were going for the champion hurdle, Marie's Rock would be in the mare's hurdle, I think. But obviously now Epatont's going there, they're wanting to split him up. I know it's different owners, but I do think they really fancy Marie's Rock to stay 3 mile. And to be fair, when you go through the stayers hurdle market and you look at them, you're thinking you've got a lot of aging horses in there that have been there and sort of done it, coming towards the end. You've got an injury-prone Blazing Car. You've got Tiupu who wants it soft to heavy for me. And the rest of them, that's it really. So why not take a chance? You're getting £7. Somebody's got to run £7 better than her to win this really. And I don't think they can, to be honest. I think the only one that can is probably Foreign Porter, if he's fully fit, stacks them up, takes it off from the front, and we get a perfect Danny Mullins ride once again. So I think it'd be one of them two that wins, to be honest.
Yeah, completely agree.
Happy days. Next one. So the last race that we'll do on day 3 is the Mares Novice Hurdle. Another bit of an open race.
Yeah.
You've got short price 13-8 favourite Lucia, Astro Diamond 7-2, Nightingale 7-1, Lots of Joy 8-1, You Wear It Well 10-1, Magical Zoe 10-1, 14-1. The rest. I've got a strongish pick in this, believe it or not, at a pretty decent price. And I'm going to go with Magical Zoe. Wow. I think she's been under the radar. She won at Down Royal. It was a really good run. I think this sort of Mares Novice race, they always go off too quick and it needs a closer. I think that's what sort of runner she is. And they put her away, keeping her for the good ground, keeping her fresh. I think they're going to go off like the clappers in this. I think Lucia will get taken off her feet. She's not had a race yet. She's run on the bridle. The last jump on her last run sent shivers down my spine. I thought she was going to take the hurdle with her. Luckily enough for her, she was miles in front anyway. Astro Diamond was the one. I've liked Astro Diamond for a long time. And she's obviously had some form in behind some talented boys. She's obviously in the Royal Bond. She looked good behind Marine Nationale. And again against Facile Vega as well. But yeah, I think they're going to take each other on, a few of these up front. And I just think it's going to be a closer. And one at a decent price, sort of 12-1. 10-1, 12-1. I'm going to give Magical Zoe an each way squeak rather than taking on the short prices at the top. Do you think, Joe?
Yeah. I do like Astro Diamond. I've got on it 6-1, which is an each way price, which I think is great value now looking at it. Like you said there, great form in behind some great horses. Not a huge betting race for me, but one I would like to give a special mention to, which rightly remember I did give you, was Jatara. Jatara. The last day looked to come on a lot.
I think it was 50-1. You mentioned that one, didn't you? Before that run shot was 50-1.
Yeah, it was. Astro Diamond was even money that day with Danny Mullins on. Sean O'Keefe was on Jatara at 11-1. Won by a length and a quarter, but I think there's a lot more improvement in Jatara than there will be in Astro. Like you said, closing types, when you watch the run back, Jatara was closing. Did make some ground up in the last furlong. And for me, at the prices, Jatara would be the each way bet.
14-1 currently.
14-1, sorry, what did I say?
I think you'll give me her at 50s when you mentioned it before that before that race. So yeah, if I were on at 50s, I think that's a good each way shout. Do you not think? Do you think she can improve enough to beat Astro? Do you not think a little bit went wrong for Astro Diamond in that race, and she still managed to stay on to beat her?
I do, but I think for the sake of like the jockey difference, I do like Danny Mullins, and I love Danny Mullins. I think he's a great underrated jockey.
I think he's got a good chance of being the sort of top rider this year at Cheltenham. Some of the rides he's going to end up with, I think.
Yeah, he could be, definitely. But I just think Astro Diamond's had a lot of racing, a lot of knowledge. You know, she's been in with the best, arguably, that she can be in with. Jatara hasn't really had that. So I'd probably say it's the first race where she's been properly tested. You know, they've really given her a hard race. And I think she ran well. She done herself, justice. And I think 11-1 to come that close to Ashrow and then be 14-1 for this. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Lucia. I think she's been hyped up. But yeah, I just think it's a bit of value in there, something you look at for Cheltenham. I know I seen it earlier on, really. each way, Cheltenham seem to come in quite a lot for these type of races, and hopefully I've landed on the right one. Jatara each way is my pick.
Nice, and yeah, you are right. You know, a lot of times over the years, you end up sort of backing short price favourites, but it probably quite often pays to sort of look where's the value is in each way value against some of these favourites, because some of them are quite short, quite early on. And I do think Jatara has got a good chance if she can improve. She obviously had a good second behind high definition as well before that Astro Diamond race, which is obviously a good run. Even though high definition can't jump. I think it was about 4 lengths. She was, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's strong form. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like you said there, you know, like I said earlier, high definition could be anything. I mean, if high definition goes and wins the Supreme or runs a good race, I think Jatara will go a lot shorter. But yeah, like I say, I think quite a bit of improvement. But that would be my small bet of an each way Jatara.
That's fair, and I think mine's an each way Magical Zoe. I think you've got horses like Lots of Joy in there who I've not really taken, so I was beating a couple of decent horses, but Night and Day's coming off one run. Can't have her, and You Wear It Well was decent form behind Hermes Alend. So if Hermes Alend goes and bolts up in the Ballymore, that'd probably be an interesting one, because she did well behind him. So yeah, Magical Zoe for me, I think, and Jatara each way for you. Some nice prices there if one of them comes in. That'd be nice, mate.
Yeah.
Right, so your nap for the day 3 of the festival, and we'll move on to the final day.
My nap for day 3 is Mighty Potter.
Mighty Potter. I am going to nap Flooring Porter. Stairs.
Love that.
Get stuck in and let Danny Mullins bring him home.